Hi, it's Nanny from NaneeDon'tBlink, and this video is going to be about my favorite foreign films and shows that I would recommend to you. Check them out! Okay, so my first Korean soap opera that I saw was Foxy Lady, and in Korean it was called Youre My Pet. That works for like a sexy, I don't want to say porn, but it's like, how do you not say sex, like a passionate kind of magazine. And she writes all these erotic stories, and turns out that this young, not so young, in her 30s lady is a virgin and she's never had sex. And then the story is surrounded by like a love triangle between a new interest and a childhood friend that's had a crush on her, but the issue is he's much younger than her. And my favorite part of this show is that it was very realistic of, the judgmental phase of how people act towards, like, oh, you're talking to that younger man, and the hardships. And I don't feel like, you know it wasn't so dramatic, but it was just like, I didn't feel like it was fake. Like, it was a true scenario that I can see happening. And it was enjoyable. Yeah, so my absolute favorite, one of my favorite, like, gender bending show is called Coffee Prince, and in Korean is Kopi Prince Il Hojum, the first coffee prince shop. And it's basically about this young girl that is androgynous, like she has the short look, the short hair, dresses up like a tomboy, working like 50,000 jobs. And she ends up meeting this wealthy guy, and somehow she ends up working in his coffee shop pretending to be a guy. So he believes she's a guy, and basically the show just shows the journey and activities that happen while pretending to be a man. And eventually she's gonna have to tell the truth, right? Like, it was really good. I'm rewatching it right now, so I think you guys should check it out. Yeah, it's really good. I don't want to share too much, but it's really good. Also, in this soap opera, this is my first crush on a Korean soap opera actor is Gong Yoo, and he is the reason why I ended up watching a lot of shows and movies that he is in, which end up being real good, really good. So I have a crush on him. And this is totally random and not important, but one of my clients that I met recently at my job, apparently where she lives in South Korea, where her house is, like within that vicinity, he lives there. And she's inviting me, like, whenever you want to come to South Korea, you can stay in my house. I was like, for sure. I'm going to be stalking him. Yeah. This isn't necessary. It's not. I mean, you don't need this information. I'm not going to tell you where she lives. So my third, one of my, not favorite, but I enjoyed watching a Korean soap opera, was called Big, and the Korean title was Big. And the reason why I watched this show was because Gong Yoo was in it. So he plays two characters. The main protagonist is a female character, and she's a teacher. And all of a sudden, her fiance and one of her students, new students actually, new foreign exchange students, got into an accident and their bodies swapped. So yeah, I mean, how does that sound? Like, your fiance's body is there, but your student, which is probably like 17 or 16, is inside there. It's very funny. And the fact that she's engaged to him to follow up what they have to do without being able to tell anyone is enjoyable. And it's a really good show. It was enjoyable to watch. I enjoyed it. I wasn't crazy about the ending, but it was great. It was still good. So if you ever want to check it out, you should. And my next favorite show, which led to one of my favorite Korean movies, is Youre My Pet, Kimi wa Peto. Did I butcher the name? Kimi wa Pet, Peto. Yeah, Kimi wa Peto. So it's basically about the successful woman that has a hard time dating men because they have an inferior complex of being with a successful woman. The fact that she's like super smart, she's super tall, she's gorgeous, and she makes more money than her ex. She ends up being single and ends up taking in this younger guy. Once again, the cougar kind of feel. And she ends up like taking care of him, but in a non-sexual way, but as a pet, like a dog. And she names him after her dog. And I thought, this is so fun. It's like, you know, there's going to be tension between the characters, and they're playing this weird role. It's like role play, but every day. And he lives with her, and it's just so fun. I mean, it was so like calm and like, oh, this is cute. And then all of a sudden, the love triangle happens. So it kind of picks it up. And yeah, very good. So there was a remake, a Korean remake into a film, which I super, super, super duper duper approved. And it's called You're My Pet as well. And the Korean form, let's see, the Korean movie is called NaneeDon'tBlink. So it's the same. It really does follow the same structure as the show, except it's a lot less, you know, more compact and short as it's a film. And it was enjoyable. It's another one of my favorites. And I'm like, I'm going to watch it again right now. I swear to God. I absolutely love and recommend you guys watch Secret Garden. Now, it's not about the little girl looking for the garden. It is about, well, not looking for the garden. She found the garden, but whatever, irrelevant. It is about a wealthy guy who ends up falling for this action stunt double. And obviously she's poor, so it's like the chaebol, wealthy young man in the business falling in love with a petty poor girl, which is a usual, very famous, popular plot line for a lot of Korean dramas. But this is the best. This is the best because you should watch it. I can't tell you. They swap bodies. Oh my God. Then we have a series, Reply 1997 and Reply 1994. They made a sequel to the soap opera since it was so successful for the first segment. And basically it's about, you know, the 90s in South Korea and teenagers following teenage lives. And love story, love happens, and family stuff. It's pretty good. It's the best part about this is for each storyline there is a love for each. I mean, Reply 1997 and Reply 1994, there's a love triangle, and basically they show you past and future, and both of the male leads, male romances, are included in the ending, so you can't really tell who she ends up with. So personally, they keep setting you up. So as you keep watching, you're like, all right, it's going to be this person, or it's going to be that person. So you're always on your toes, and you're like, holy crap. You won't know until you make it to the last episode. Like, then you shall know. But it's really good, and just, you know, hearing older music and the fashion and the accents, because everyone's from different places, so it's kind of enjoyable just to hear different types of dialect in Korean. It's probably about an intro. Let's try this again. And basically, God damn it, I'm so sick. Sorry.